Hey guys, welcome back for another video. We got a fun one prepared today. What we'll be doing is we'll be breaking down our first round matchup between number 12 Clemson versus number 5 the Texas Longhorns. We're going to completely break down this game, try to predict the outcome, who's going to win, lose, what the final score will be. We'll also touch on the best bets, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop them below, and I will respond. Every week, we go over every single college football game, and we have the first round of the college football playoffs coming next weekend. It's never too early to start breaking these games down, trying to predict what the outcomes will be. Don't forget, this is the first time we've ever had a 12-team playoff. This is exciting for college football. We break down every college game. We also break down every NFL game every week as well. If you're a football fan, if you're a sports fan, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like I was saying, what we're going to be doing is we'll be breaking down our TNT matchup on December 21st at 4 p.m. This is going to be next Saturday. We have number 12 Clemson, 10-3, the winner of the ACC championship. The reason they didn't get the bye week is they were just ranked way too low. Instead, Arizona State took that Final Four spot. And then you have number 5 Texas Longhorns, 11-2, coming off of an SEC championship loss again to Georgia. As of right now, Texas has 2 losses. Both of them have been to the Georgia Bulldogs. They just cannot get through Georgia this season. Maybe they'll play them a third time. Maybe third time's a charm. Right now, Texas has zero current top 25 wins, but don't let that fool you. This is a very talented team with the number 4 overall roster, according to ESPN, and ESPN has Clemson as the number 9 overall roster. Right now, the Longhorns, heavy favorites here. This is ACC versus SEC football. They have an 80.5% chance doing this game. They are 11-point favorites. The over-under here is 51.5. This is a massive spread here for the first round playoff game. Clemson, first you have to give props to Dabo Swinney. He brought this team from the gutter basically this season, rebuilt them. No one had them getting back into the playoffs. They were able to drop some games but still have enough momentum to carry them to the ACC championship, to beat SMU in a close one and still make the playoffs. This offense is much improved year 2 under Riley, especially at the quarterback position. Klubnik's been having a great season so far, closing in on 3,400 yards, 33 passing touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns. He also has 7 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He's a pass-first quarterback, but he is a slightly mobile quarterback. He can scramble for first downs. Texas has one of the best defensive lines in the nation, a top 3 defensive line. Some people have them as the number 1 defensive line. They're going to get after it. Their goal is going to be shut down Clemson's run game, keep Klubnik, keep Maffa in the pocket, shut that down, force him to have to beat you vertically down the field. Clemson is just not loaded at the wide receiver position because Dabo will not work the portal. They don't have a bad receiver core, but obviously Texas has a better one. Right now, Clemson, they're averaging 35.5 points a game, throwing for 284.9 yards, running for 180.8. Very balanced offense, averaging about 460 to 470 yards every game, and their defense is giving up 22.3 points a game. This is not the Clemson defense of old. Usually, for the last decade, Clemson has had sub 18 point per game defenses. They don't have a great defense this season. They don't have a bad defense. They just have an average defense. It is serviceable enough to get them to the playoffs here, but the offense is going to actually have to carry the load, but the defense needs to make sure to try to keep Texas at bay. Right now, Texas, they're going to be led by the veteran Quinn Ewers. He's been banged up a little bit for the last month. He's closing in on 2,700 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 picks. He has 1 rushing touchdown. Right now, this is not the Texas Longhorn offense they had last season where they had a top 10 offense. They don't have a bad offense, but they're only averaging 33.6 points a game. It's not bad, but it's not necessarily good for modern college football. But don't let that blind you to just how much talent is on this team. Like I mentioned, the number 4 overall roster with Steve Sarkisian calling the offensive plays. They're throwing for 294 yards a game, running for 164.4, only giving up 12.5 points a game. This is a top 5 statistical defense in the nation. That's what's going to make the difference here. To me, these offenses are practically even. Overall, stat-wise, I'd probably give the edge to Clemson. Player and skill-wise, I'd give the edge to the Longhorns on offense. But Texas obviously has a far better defense than Clemson. I'd say they're twice as good as the Clemson defense. They only give up 106.8 yards on the ground. Like I was saying, they're going to get after the Clemson offensive line. How does Clemson's line hold up? Not over 1, 2, not 3, but you got to hold up over 4 quarters of relentless pressure from that Texas Longhorns defensive line. They're going to get after it. They're going to blitz. They're going to drop the linebackers into coverage. They're going to throw you all kind of looks, try to confuse Klubnik. This is going to be the best defense he's played this entire season. This is not the best defense the Longhorns have played. They've played better teams. Clemson probably hasn't played a better team than Texas so far this year. And maybe Georgia, and we know what Georgia did to Clemson. Texas, and this game is going to come down to the trenches. Who's going to dominate the line of scrimmage? As of right now, you have to give the early edge to Texas Longhorns. Looking at the playmakers for Clemson, they have Klubnik. They have Maffa closing in on 1,200 yards rushing. They have Williams. And for Texas, Ewers, Wisner, Golden, Bond. They have the playmakers, especially on the edge at the receiver positions. That can make the difference here. They have the guys, they have the big bodies up front to ground and pound you over 4 quarters, wear down your lines on both sides of the ball, dominate the second half. This game could be close, first, second quarter, but I think Texas is going to wear down Clemson once we get to the third, once we get to the early fourth. That's when they'll start pulling away with this game. So who do I have winning this game? I think this game could potentially be close at the very start, but I have the Texas Longhorns winning this one 34-23. As of right now, that would be a push, and I'm going with the over, but I do think that spread's going to drop down the closer we get to game time, so they're probably going to cover it. But I had the Texas Longhorns winning this game, winning round 1 of the playoffs, but still you have to give props to Dabo. He did get his team back to the playoffs. That takes a lot of pressure off of him. He would love to win this. This is an ACC versus SEC game, but no matter what, Texas moves to the next round, and their 2024 season continues. That's our breakdown of our first round matchup. We also have the Notre Dame-Indiana matchup. We have the SMU versus Penn State game. Make sure to go look at those ones. We'll have the final one, the Tennessee versus Ohio State one, coming out tomorrow. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop them below, and I will respond. Thank you.